everybody? We are back with another episode of Cooking with Cruzy. I'm Jill, and I am very excited to bring you this episode today. I know it's been a really long time, but it's been hard to find the time to just record and cook. I've been cooking, I just haven't been recording it. But yeah, today we're going to be making xiao long bao, or soup dumplings. And this is a dish that I have always loved getting whenever I can, just because it's such a cool experience. For those of you who don't know, a soup dumpling is basically soup in a dumpling. It's typical dumpling filling, but there's also some like broth jelly inside, and whenever it's steamed, the jelly melts, and so you eat it, you slurp it. We're gonna go ahead and get started on the jelly, and then we make the filling and steam it and everything and eat it, the whole shebang. So, what's up everybody? We are gonna start with what we need for the jelly. You just saw the neck bones, the peppercorns, the lemongrass, the green onions. We got half an onion. We got some water, some sesame oil, and then we have some ground pork for the filling, some green onions for the filling, some soy sauce, some sugar, salt and pepper, and then for the wrappers we'll need 1 cup flour and 6 tablespoons of warm water. Now we're gonna get into it, and we're gonna clean our meat first, and so we're gonna get the neck bones into a pot and get them boiling. Once it's boiling, we're gonna strain it, and then we're just gonna rinse this thing, and then we'll put it back into the same pot after the pot's been rinsed. Add all of our broth ingredients, so our onions, different onions, got some lemongrass, and then some peppercorns, some sesame oil, then our last ingredient in there is the water. Pour, pour, pour. Now I will say, I think in hindsight I should have added some more fat in there, so some pork belly. I think that would have helped the broth be more solid. I think that was one of the things that I could have changed. But here we have our broth, and we're gonna let it cool, and then we'll cover it, and then we'll go to sleep and check on it in the morning. Good night! Okay, now we have our jelly here. So as you can tell, it's a little bit more loose and not cohesive, or I guess just not put together. I had to. So we're just gonna cut this into some cubes. Slice, slice, slice. And then we'll put it back into our Tupperware, and we're gonna put it in the fridge until we need it again. Now we have our green onions, and we're gonna cut it like so. And then, yeah, chop it up. As you can see, the small knife does not cut it. We got a bigger one. LOL. So yeah, gonna chop all of the whites and the green parts. And then now we'll move on to our filling. So drop the ground pork in there, the soy sauce, the sugar, question mark, maybe the salt, and the pepper is next. Yep, there's the pepper. And then we're gonna stir this up. It's funny because I did use my hands, but I didn't want to show that part, but I ended up showing it because I don't want to be fake. LOL. But yeah, so I mix it up, and then put the green onions in there, and added the jelly after. So yeah, it should be more cubey, but it's not. It's a little bit soft. But we'll mix that up. Stir, stir, stir. And then saran wrap it. I don't think I know how to saran wrap, but I just didn't want it to, you know, be exposed to the air. So we'll put that in the fridge until we need it also. And we will move on to the wrapper now. So we have our flour and our water. So we're gonna put the warm water into the flour 1 tablespoon at a time, and then we'll mix that up with our chopsticks until it's well incorporated. And I did that 6 times until I finished the tablespoons. Started to use my hands once it started to clump together a little bit. And we have our dough. Honestly, guys, kneading is very hard. I have small wrists, so it was kind of difficult, not gonna lie. And I think I could have done it a little bit longer to just bind it together more. But yeah, here we're kneading as best as we can. And then we're gonna saran wrap it and rest for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, we'll get our ball out. And then we're gonna start rolling this thing out. It was a little bit softer, which was nice. So we're gonna roll it out like a snake, like our Play-Doh snake back in the olden days. We'll have it here in a log and try to get it as cylindrical as possible, as even as possible too. I ended up cutting 5 pieces on one half and then 5 on the other. It's supposed to be 10 wrappers, but I think I ended up making a bit more. Spoiler alert. So yeah, we're gonna cut this through, take it off into pieces, and then what we're gonna do is, oh, our friend. So I covered the other pieces with a damp paper towel because that's what the recipe said to do, or they might dry out. And so we're just gonna continue rolling these out. For the future, definitely just roll this out as, honestly, as thin as you can, as long as it's not breaking. I think I underestimated how thin it needed to be. And so we have our, oh, Nick's here. We have our dumplings and our setup going. And so we're just gonna do the pinch and our fill and pinch method. I tried to show it here as best as I could. It was difficult for sure. But yeah, fold, pinch, all the way around. There you go, there's our friends, our dumpling friends. Okay, and then Nick's there to join me. Thank goodness, honestly, I was getting so tired by this point. Oh man, dumpling work is hard work, it really is. And we're almost done. And then we have a smiley face here, but we needed to move it up a little bit. Boom! Smiley face. And then to the cooking part. I have the steamer from my dad. Had some water underneath, and I oiled the steamer a bit. I did add a paper or a blue towel. It doesn't have to be blue, but a towel under the lid just so that the evaporation doesn't drop down into the dumplings. But yeah, there we go. There's our dumplings. Okay. Oh my gosh. This was actually maybe the hardest dish I've ever had to make. I think every part of the process was really hard except the broth, because I'm familiar with like making broth. But the filling was fine. I think it was the dough that was very hard, and also constructing them.
It was a challenge to construct them.
Oh, I don't think this one is cooked yet. And did I say the cooking part is hard? Because it's hard. Yeah.
Do we dip them in here? How do we eat them?
Well, typically they put it on the spoon. These are already cooled down a little bit, so hopefully, you see? Look at how hard that is. Sorry, we had a struggle trying to make this dough. But you're supposed to pierce it to get the soup out. It doesn't even come out.
Oh yeah,
Is yours coming out?
I got some, yeah.
He got some broth, and then you eat it basically with the sauce.
Oh.
Oops, it fell.
Eat the whole thing at
Sorry.
once?
You can, if you can. Frick. It's a lot of dough. Shucks.
Still good though.
It is a lot of dough. The broth might have
It's still good though.
It might have seeped. Seeped. Darn. It was very hard.
Alright, so what do you rate this experience?
I don't regret the experience. It was a good learning experience. I need to be more careful with the dough. I think that's the biggest thing. This dough is really hard. Like, the temperatures even matter. But I guess I would say, like, experience-wise, not taste or final product-wise, probably like an 8 for the broth, and then in the end, whenever we finish like wrapping, probably like a 7. I was just really discouraged, to be honest.
It's a hard dish to make, but you did great.
Uncle. Dang, I really tried on that broth.
Okay. Don't be sad. It's your first time. It's still good. I'd still eat it.
Yeah, that dough fills you up. What's up, y'all? Thank you for watching my video. Thanks for sticking with me on my soup dumpling journey. It was definitely a tough one, but we made it through and learned a lot, and we're gonna try again next time. Stay tuned for my next video. We're gonna have a special guest, and we're gonna be doing an ode to one of my favorite movies of all time. So yeah, thank you guys. Peace!